Good day, everyone. Our topic for today is finding the slope of a line using 2 points for grade 8. Our objectives is to find the slope of a line using 2 points and illustrate the slope of a line through graph. Let's define the meaning of slope. Slope refers to the steepness of the line. It is the rate of change of a line. Letter M is used to denote slope because in French, the word for to go up is monter.
Slope is equal to rise over run, or M is equal to rise over run. It is also the same as change in Y all over change in X. M therefore is equal to Y sub 2 minus Y sub 1 all over X sub 2 minus X sub 1. Let's have an example of slope. We have here exercise weight loss relationship. The graph shows how much Mr. Nabung would lose weight if he exercised regularly for n hours per week. Point 1 is at 3.5 and point 2 is at 6.1. We will substitute in the formula m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. X sub 1 is equal to 3 and y sub 1 is equal to 1/2. X sub 2 is equal to 6 and y sub 2 is equal to 1. Thus, we arrive with m is equal to 1 minus 1/2 over 6 minus 3, which is the same as m is equal to 1/2 over 3 and m is equal to 2/3. Take note that if the slope is positive, the line of the graph rises from left to right. Another example is the depreciation of value. The graph shows how the value of a computer decreases over the years. Point 1 is at 0.40 and point 2 is at 80. So again, we will substitute in the formula m is equal to y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. X sub 1 is equal to 0 and y sub 1 is equal to 40. X sub 2 is equal to 8 and y sub 2 is equal to 0. Thus, we arrive with m is equal to 0 minus 40 all over 8 minus 0, which will become negative 40 all over 8. And the slope now is negative 5. Take note that if the slope is negative 5, the line falls from left to right. Another example is to find the slope of a line passing through 3, negative 2, and 3, 5. Point 1 is at 3, negative 2, and point 2 is at 3, 5. X sub 1 is equal to 3 and y sub 1 is equal to negative 2. X sub 2 is equal to 3 and y sub 2 is equal to 5. Again, we will substitute in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with m is equal to 5 minus negative 2 all over 3 minus 3, which is equal to 5 plus 2 all over 0, and that is 7 over 0. 7 divided by 0 is always undefined. This is the graph of this example. Take note that if the slope is undefined, the graph is vertical, and the value of x is the same. Another example is find the slope of a line passing through negative 3, 2, and 4, 2. Point 1 is at negative 3, 2, and point 2 is at 4, 2. X sub 1 is equal to negative 3 and y sub 1 is equal to 2. X sub 2 is equal to 4 and y sub 2 is equal to 2. Again, we will substitute in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with 2 minus 2 all over 4 minus negative 3, which is equal to 0 all over 4 plus 3, and that is 0 over 7. 0 divided by 7 is always equal to 0. This is the graph of this example. Take note that if the slope is 0, the graph is always horizontal, and the value of y is the same. This time, we're going to have a quiz B. You're going to determine whether the given picture has positive, negative, zero, or undefined slope. So let's have this picture and focus on the blue line. So the answer is positive slope. Let's have another picture. The answer is zero slope. Let's have another one. This time, we have a negative slope. Let's have this picture. This time, the answer is undefined slope. Let's have another one and focus on the red line. This time, we have positive slope. How about with this picture? Now, the answer is negative slope. How about this? The answer is zero slope. What about this picture? The answer is negative slope. This time, you are going to find the slope of a line using 2 points. Your given is 4, 2, and 3, negative 1. The answer is 3. Here's the solution. So first, we substitute in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with negative 1 minus 2 over 3 minus 4. To simplify it further, we will get negative 3 over negative 1. Thus, the answer is positive 3. The next given is 0, 7, and 4, negative 3. This time, the slope is negative 5 over 2. So here's the solution. Again, we substitute it in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with negative 3 minus 7 all over 4 minus 0. To simplify it further, we will get negative 10 over 4. Then we reduce it. Thus, the final answer is negative 5 over 2. Another given is negative 6, 8, and negative 6, negative 4. This time, the answer is undefined slope. So here's the solution to the given. Again, we substitute in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with negative 4 minus 8 all over negative 6 minus negative 6, which is equal now to negative 12 all over negative 6 plus 6. To simplify it further, we will get negative 12 all over 0, and the answer will be undefined. Our next given is negative 5, negative 1, and 2, negative 1. The answer is 0. Here's the solution to the given. Again, we substitute in the slope formula. Thus, we arrive with negative 1 minus negative 1 all over 2 minus negative 5. If we simplify it, we will arrive with negative 1 plus 1 all over 2 plus 5, which is equal to 0 over 7, and our final answer is equal to 0. This time, you're going to find the slope using the given picture. To get the answer, we're going to use slope is equal to rise all over run. Thus, we will have 8 meters all over 5 meters, which is equal now to 8 all over 5. How about the slope of this picture? Again, we're going to use rise all over run. So we arrive with 20 meters all over 5 kilometers. This time, we're going to convert 5 kilometers into meters. That's why we arrive with 20 meters all over 5,000 meters. Thus, the final answer will now be 1 all over 250. To sum it up, we have here the picture of Mr. Slopeman. A line with positive slope rises from left to right. A line with negative slope falls from left to right. A vertical line has an undefined slope and the value of x is the same. A horizontal line has a zero slope and the value of y is the same. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something from today's lesson.